So good morning. We would like to start off with a quote that we feel is pretty powerful from Gandhi, and it definitely encompasses what we're here to share with you all today. So keep your thoughts positive because your thoughts become your words. Keep your words positive because your words become your behavior. Keep your behavior positive because your behavior becomes your habits. Keep your habits positive because your habits become your values. Keep your values positive because your values become your destiny.
So, thank you all for coming this morning. I am Gretchen Rhodes-Willis, and I am from Ringing Rocks Elementary School. I teach first grade, and I'm our building coach. Our building is a K-2 building, and it consists of approximately 370 students. You guys want to go next?
Hi, good morning. My name's Jennifer Snyder, and I'm the school counselor at West Pottsgrove Elementary. And I'm a coach as well. I actually have a co-coach who will be speaking in a minute, Nicole Culp. And we have 276 students at our school.
Good morning. My name is Nicole Culp. I teach kindergarten, first and second, learning and emotional support at West Pottsgrove Elementary, and I am the second building coach at West.
Good morning. My name is Brescia Armstrong, and I teach at Lower Pottsgrove Elementary School. We are a 3 to 5 building. We have approximately 650 students, and I am the coach at the building at Lower. Our middle school consists of grades 6 through 8. They have approximately 700 students in their building, and our high school is grades 9 through 12, and they have approximately 1,000 students in their building. And you can see on the slide that all of our schools, K through 12, all follow the same 4 expectations, and that is the intention of our presentation today, is to share with you that we have 4 core values that all of our schools, kindergarten through 12th grade, follow and would like our students to follow as well: being safe, positive, respectful, and responsible. So in all of our buildings, we have these expectations displayed in our classrooms throughout our buildings, and they are explicitly taught to our students. This is just an example of one of the matrix that we use at my building at Lower, and it has our 4 core values along the side, and then how those values are practiced in each of the areas. So in my building, we have the hallway, the restroom, the recess, cafeteria, bus, and school-wide. And I know it's hard for you to read, but it does go into how the students would follow those expectations in all of those areas. And then each of our teachers are provided with lesson plans, and they are then taught to the students at the beginning of the year in great detail. We did find that we can't expect that the students understand and just know those expectations. We have to explicitly teach them. So we do provide lesson plans for each area of our building and for each expectation, and then we do reiterate them throughout the year. It is a collaborative effort that we teach those lessons. They are not just taught by our teachers, they are taught by our duty aides, by our school counselors, our principals, and all students several times throughout the year. So we always do a refresher coming back from the holiday in January, and then obviously any time that we see fit in our classrooms, we can pull in those mini lessons.
So just like it's recommended, we use the Swiss data to drive all of our intentions, all of our instructions, all of our meetings. We use, each month we run our reports, and we look at what the areas that there are problem areas, and we drill down our information to help us figure out where we need to intervene with lessons or reteaching or restorative practice or any of those areas that students might need support. One of the areas that we notice is our bus. That is one of our biggest struggles across the district, not just in the elementary. And so our Director of Pupil Services and our Coordinator for Special Services last May brought in all of our bus drivers and trained our bus drivers on the lessons and how they can, on the expectations for the students on the bus. And they were able to teach the lessons themselves. And this allowed our bus drivers to feel heard and supported, and allowed us to create a better connection between our bus drivers as well. We also implemented a reward system for our bus because we wanted to make sure that we were focusing on the positive aspect of it, and that so we have a special ticket that students who are following the bus expectations can earn on the bus, and then they get put into a drawing for rewards throughout the week or month. We also recognize our bus drivers on a regular basis. Do you guys want to? Your bus driver.
Sure. We definitely needed the collaboration and support of our bus drivers. So they were so motivated by the golden tickets, or the tickets that we'd give out for the bus incentives. So the bus drivers that turned in golden tickets for students on their bus were put into a drawing with all of our other staff, and then they were recognized and acknowledged for handing out the tickets on the bus. One of our drivers, Mr. Wilson, he could not have been more content. This was a fall one, and for that month, we just handed out pumpkins. And he was so excited. I've never had a bus driver or anybody ask me so often when we were going to give his picture to him and where it was going to be published. So now he's going to be thrilled that he is here at the presentation with us today.
Another area that we really like to focus on is acknowledging our staff for the buy-in. In order for it to be successful, you need to have your staff engaged and actively involved. So a lot of the times we will do rewards for the students, but at the same time we reward our staff. So for example, at my building, the one last year, we held a school-wide bingo where each grade level had their own bingo game session, and we had our district office come up and run it. So our teachers were able to have a 30-minute extra time of just whatever it is that they wanted to do at that time. They had 30 minutes of time to themselves, and our district office were the ones that ran it. And they had, I don't know who had more fun, the kids or our admin, because they really enjoyed it.
So we strongly believe that if our teachers feel good, our students are going to feel good. It definitely trickles down. So we try to do everything we can that our budget allows us to do to build up our staff and to make our staff feel good. Because let's face it, if the staff isn't happy, the kids aren't. So at Lower, we did, you can see like in the lower corner and in the upper corner here, we did a monthly bar. Not like that kind of bar, but a monthly bar. They would really like that. So we did like a cookie bar one month, and we did a coffee bar, and a chocolate bar. So each month we set up a table with some type of theme for our staff members, and they really looked forward to those days. We did different themed staff dress down days. Obviously, everybody loves to dress down when they come to work. We did a school-wide bingo with different papers that said things like, I made a positive phone call today. And then they would sign their name. And if we got 5 in a row, anybody who signed their name would get a prize. We did stickers. I know you all saw the stickers when you came in. That is such a cheap and easy reward that you can give to your staff. Just lay them out on a table and say, we appreciate you. And people can take a sticker. And I hope you were able to grab a sticker on the way in. If you didn't, please take one on the way out, take 2, because we obviously appreciate all of you for being here today. Another thing we did was in February, we did Lower's Love, comes in all shapes and sizes, and that is, can't walk over there. It's the picture right here. We just took some hearts and we cut them in different shapes and different colors, and then the staff members could write a message to another staff member and display it on the wall, and then it was in the hallway so the kids could see it. Because anytime the kids are seeing, staff building up staff, then it makes them feel good. They'll say, oh, why did that person just come in? We did the You've Been Booed at Halloween. Why do you have a bag on your door that says you've been booed? And I said, well, somebody in the building cares about me. And they're like, oh, that's really nice. And they love to see that we care about each other, and it does trickle down to them. And then they start wanting to, that kindness is contagious effect.
So at Ringing Rocks, we have, as you enter our building, we have our branding right above our door, and it just basically is our Falcon 4. It says, "Welcome to Ringing Rocks." And we got this funded through our Life Touch. We use Life Touch for our school pictures, and then they give so much money back to the schools, so then we have these, like you can see out, but it makes it harder to see in through the images. At Ringing Rocks, we also do a book of the month, where at the beginning of each month, the teacher will read the book to the class, and then every night throughout the month, the students rotate who takes the book home, and they take the book home, and then they read it with their family, and each book is connected to a character trait. And then there's also optional activities within each one for the students to complete at home. And they're they're optional, so sometimes they get done, sometimes they don't. This month, for example, our book is Just Help, and they are being encouraged to do some type of helpful act of kindness towards someone in the community. And then they'll bring that back, they'll write about it, and they'll bring it back in, and then we acknowledge them at our school-wide assembly that we hold once a month, that we got our idea from West. There's also a picture of some of our students. They also earn golden tickets each month, or each day throughout activities, anytime they are following the Falcon 4. Or I'll talk about a grant that we received. We also have 4 kindness keys that are in addition to our Falcon 4. They bring their golden tickets down, they put them in a raffle. Every Friday we call 10 names from the prize jar and 10 names from the extra recess jar. And then as the year goes on, we're going to be adding another bucket that they can choose from of a different reward. One of the big ones that they really want right now is recess with our superintendent. And he loves it. Just like Brescia was talking about was our matrix. Our matrix looks a little different from theirs because ours is K-2, so we break it down a little bit more and are a little bit more detailed in the expectations that our students have in different areas. You also see that we have the purple highlight on our matrix. This is from our kindness grant that we received, and last year we received a $2,000 grant from the Choose Kindness Foundation, and this grant was wonderful because it's not a lot of extra. A lot of times people think that when you have a grant, you have to do all of this extra work. It's built to go side by side with PBIS, and it was great because they were able to recognize the kindness keys, which were reaching out, helping others, showing appreciation, and all of those ways went hand in hand with our Falcon 4. You'll see the Grinch. In December, we did Grow the Grinch's Heart with random acts of kindness. So we had the Grinch on the wall going into our cafeteria. And then as students did acts of kindness, the teachers gave them a heart and they wrote their name on it, and they could the younger ones just wrote their name. Older ones might have written a sentence as to what their kind act was, and then they put them up on there. We've done a lot of different fundraising because everybody wonders how do you fund all of this? This is not easy. It costs a lot for everything, it feels like anymore. At some buildings, they would sell pretzels to the students, to the staff, just bringing in a box of Philly pretzel, and they would sell them, and that money would go towards rewards or any of the recognitions or events that they had. Another way that we have raised money is buying lunch. If you order lunch from the local restaurant, then tack on $1 or $2 from each staff member that orders, and then that money goes towards PBIS. So it's just another way of $1 here, $1 there, but it adds up in the end. Anything else? Oh, and our PTA is also an excellent support to us. Our PTA does lots of different activities and fundraising that they support us a lot.
And one other thing that we do at West is we fill the faculty room with snacks and all kinds of goodies, and we sell them in the faculty room to help raise money for our PBIS program. And we also reached out and got support from some of our local businesses, and that's something we're planning to do more of this year. But we had received a lot of free kids meals from Chick-fil-A. They also helped donate food for a staff luncheon, which was really wonderful and well appreciated. And then, like some of our local businesses, as Gretchen was saying, we would do the lunch order. Once we bought so many hoagies or cheesesteaks, then they'd give us one for free. So anything you can do to promote that and get help from your local businesses is also a great way to, I mean, it adds up every $1 or $2 here and there, but when they're giving you a free cheesesteak or a free hoagie after 5 or 6, that's another $9, $10. So it does really add up and help.
It was me. It was about PTA, but she addressed it.
Oh, okay.
It was your PTA support system, right? Because the question was going to be, how do you not take away from your PTA because they're fundraising to help your school? So it's a fine line between all of the fundraising that's going on.
It is, and every one of our PTAs is different, depending on how much they're able to budget for themselves to put towards that. Just like they give a teacher stipend, our PTA will also budget so much to put towards PBIS. And we all kind of took the hit. We lost a lot of those fundraisers and things we had during COVID, but we're slowly bringing some of them back, so we are starting to get a little more support again from PTA. But you're right, it's been very difficult for everyone.
One more website to look into is pagrantwatch.com. They have thousands of grants listed on there. Now, sometimes you have to go through and try to weed out some of them, but that I have found multiple grants on PA Grant Watch. And I'm cheap. I don't pay for the subscription. Sorry.
Question, because I know most of you are elementary.
Yes.
How does it look, or can you talk just a little bit, I know this is about what you've been doing, but at the high school level? Because our elementary level is great, and it's that transfer to the high school where it's like.
Yes, we are going to be talking about our high school. We're getting there, working our way up. Starting at the primary, but working our way up.
Awesome, thanks.
We have a 100 board, the principal's 100 board, and whenever a student receives a golden ticket, they would go to the office and they get to pick out of a container a number, and then they would get a paw print, as you can see, and they would be placed on the board. And as soon as we have 10 in a row, whether it's a cross or diagonal, those children would receive a mystery motivator prize, and they get very excited about that. We also are doing something new this year. They also are able to go down, and we have 2 buckets. So every time they receive a golden ticket, they would be either able to put their golden ticket into a recess bin if they want recess, or a prize bin. And then on Fridays, those names are pulled for prizes, and then certain students would also get recess. So the students have been really enjoying that too, because it's a very immediate reward. They don't need to wait until the whole board we get the 10 in a row. So that's what we do for that. And it was really nice because a PTA member had come, and the first day of school, they had, as you can see, the tray. They had written all of the Falcon 4, and it was just nice because the first day, everybody got to see that, the students and the staff. We are also, regarding the 10 in a row, the students are always announced over the loudspeaker, so they get to hear their names. And going back a little bit, they also get a sticker and then a pencil too. So again, they really enjoy those immediate rewards.
In addition to the things that we have here, we also promote the Falcon 4 throughout our building. There's posters everywhere. Some of us have T-shirts made that we wear throughout the day. So there's all kinds of different things that we're promoting the Falcon 4, and those signs are in our buses. They're in all of our areas that we go through on the matrix. So we cover all of those as well. Okay. We do monthly character assemblies at West. And as Gretchen had shared, we are the sister K-2 building, so we share a librarian. So we both have the book of the month, and we focus on a character trait each month, and we have them listed on the poster there. But we start all of our assemblies, and one of the big things at our assemblies is our mascot, Westy, who we have at West. And Westy stands for West encourages students to include everyone. So we just brought a little picture of Westy because none of us were wearing the Westy costume. But then at our assemblies, we have a school song that we sing. So hopefully this plays. Oh, Gretchen. It was playing. Yeah. Oh. Well, the kids did a great job. It's to the tune of Row, Row, Row Your Boat. But they did a really great job with that. Do you want to try it? No. Oh. But Westy gets the students, that is the biggest hit of the assembly. Westy comes out, Mrs. Snyder and I are Westy's besties. We bring Westy out at every assembly. One of our second grade teachers who was a member of our PBIS team graciously was Westy. She retired 2 years ago, but still comes in every month for our assembly and does a fantastic job. I don't know how she sees out of that costume, but that's why Mrs. Snyder and I are there to guide her.
It again. I know.
Of course it worked when Libby was in here. Oh, we got the end of it. Take two.
Wesley, you're going to start us off. Ready?
Community and each other. So I think we have a special guest. What's that animal that comes running through the school all the time? I don't know if Westy's here, but Westy comes in and, thank you, Westy, for being here again. So what does Westy stand for? Well, Westy stands for we, and
During our character assemblies, we also have speakers come in. Just this last month, we had a police officer come in and talk about citizenship. And Westy, we got the idea for Westy the very first time I went to the PBIS or SWIBIS conference. There was a school out of Philadelphia, and they had a mascot. And I thought, how cool would that be? So that was really the beginning of Westy. Must have been 10 years ago at least. And I picked out 3 different animals. Of course, one was the cheetah, one was a panda bear, and one was a dolphin, I believe. And I took it around to each classroom, and during that time, we weren't K through second, we were K through fifth. And I let the students, by classroom, I counted them all up, how many had voted for each character. Of course, Westy, and that's where Westy started. And then we just brainstormed over the years, and it was about 4 years ago, we actually got the outfit for Westy to wear. But that's really helped motivate, as you can see, because the kids get so into Westy. So that's like something that's really fun for all of us. Okay.
Our community and each other. So
Thank you. We do a lot of different PBIS events throughout the district, and as you can see, even though we follow the Falcon 4 in all of the buildings, all of us do something a little different to meet the individual needs of our students and our staff. While we do a lot more with the 10 in a row board with the mystery motivator, we do some PBIS events. We had some different things. We had some guest speakers, and some of this also comes from our PTA that they help with that they brought in Slapshot, and so Westy had some other mascots in the building that day, which was fun. In the fall, and we actually just did this yesterday, Mrs. Snyder and her husband every year donate pumpkins to the school. So every student goes out to the PBIS pumpkin patch and picks a pumpkin. And the teachers all choose to do something a little different. Some of the teachers will actually venture in paint. We have a new kindergarten teacher this year, and she says, I am not doing paint. So she just went and bought a whole bunch of stickers, and they decorated their pumpkins with stickers. Some of them got different pom-poms and different beads. So every teacher does whatever they would like to do, but all of the kids decorate their pumpkin, and then they take it home. So we have a picture in the lower corner here of one of the class with the pumpkin decorating, and that was in kindergarten, and they were actually using paint. That was last year. At the end of the year, we had the Kona water ice truck. And that was in conjunction with our field day, which was a nice tie-in, so that was provided. And then for some of our 10 in a row winners, we did a little activity where they got a craft and a little activity in the gym. So we built caterpillars, and it was working together in teamwork, so they still had to practice those, the expectations with being responsible, safe, positive, and respectful, and they worked together as a team to use the supplies they were given to build a caterpillar. And then we went into the cafeteria later and made butterflies that they were able to take home. And we had a staff and student scooter challenge in the gym, which was quite interesting, but luckily no injuries, so that's always on a positive note. But those are some of the things that we do for some of our school-wide events, and then some of our individual events with our 10 in a row winners. We kind of already talked about some of this, but we have a little copy of our golden ticket with Westy there in the center. This year we kind of made it a little simpler, where the staff just actually circle, be safe, be positive, be responsible, be respectful, rather than we used to have them write out things. So this year we just had a lot of new staff members and different things going on, so we kind of simplified that. We're finding we are getting a lot more golden tickets. But when, as Jen had said, when the students receive a golden ticket, they go to the office, they receive a little sticker that says, I received a golden ticket today, and then they get their pencil and put their name in one of the buckets in the office, whether they're choosing an extra prize or an extra recess. And then we take those numbers and we put them on that 10 in the row board earlier, and we have some things here, some pictures of some of the students winning their 10 in a row prizes. We make little certificates for each of the prizes, and like we did the stockings at Christmas, and we did boo buckets at Halloween. This is not a trick, this is a treat, and we gave them the little incentive there. And then last year at Thanksgiving, we did the little $10 gift cards to Five Below. So the students received that little incentive there. And then on the bottom, and I don't know how this happened, but we have a set of twins, And both of them won the 10 in a row, so I guess twins really do everything together. But anyway, they did choose different prizes. We have a PBIS store that we will set up that every once in a while, that's one of our mystery motivators, that we just have a whole bunch of different toys and exciting things, and they can choose what they would like. So even though they won, they both chose different prizes. Then they got to take them home and share them, so they made out better.
I'll talk about it.
Hey, Westy, my bestie, what do I do with my tray after I get rid of my trash? Oh, I walk across the cafeteria and I place it in that area of the cafeteria. Oh. And then I need to return to my table and sit and wait quietly for directions. Thanks, Westy. Hey, Westy, can you show me how to use the merry-go-round? Okay, so I sit in one of the seat areas and have a friend push it. Wow, that looks like fun. Oh, and remember to stay in your seat and not climb on it. Good idea, thanks.
Well, we started this video because the cafeteria and recess, I'm sure you guys can understand, were real areas that we were having difficulty in. The students following the rules on the merry-go-round and other areas. We had a new playground put in last year. And of course the cafeteria. So we started out with all these Westy videos. Next, we're going to continue to work on it, and we're going to have staff do the non-examples. And I think the kids will really enjoy that too.
Hey, Westy.
Last year, we started and created a PBIS staff newsletter, and one of our second grade teachers, who's also a member of our PBIS team, really helps us out with this and does a fabulous job. We hit different areas in this, but it also was a way we acknowledged some staff. We put staff birthdays in and different things, but we also gave tips. But one of the biggest things we did with the newsletter is we looked over our PBIS surveys that the staff have to take at the end of the year, and we tried to really focus on those areas in red. And one of the areas and several of the things that we were finding is we felt that a lot of our support staff who might not be at faculty meetings were not realizing some of the things that were happening. So we included a lot of that in the PBIS newsletter. So that way we were getting that information out to the staff. And everybody had it, and we really encouraged them to read it, and it really did help improve our survey scores last year.
So we want the students every morning to pledge the Falcon 4, kind of like a mantra, to get them excited and pumped every day, to really show that they're going to follow these expectations. And here I have an example of my students pledging the Falcon 4.
I will be safe, I will be positive, I will be respectful, I will be responsible. I am here to help others keep our safe place wherever I can be the best.
So our morning announcements, as part of our morning announcements, we start off with the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we go right into the Falcon 4 pledge every morning, and then the student leaders in my building then share information about the day. So it's just a nice way to start our day each day.
I will be safe.
Okay. So we reward the students in our building with tickets in several different ways. We have individual tickets that the students can get by following the Falcon 4, and you can see that is the golden ticket for that is in this corner over here, very similar to what the other buildings do. The teacher just has to write the student's name, their own name, and then they just circle or check off what area the student was following. The students then take the tickets down to a Falcon nest that we have located in our lobby, and they place the ticket in the nest, and then we pull from that once a week, 2 from 3rd grade, 2 from 4th, 2 from 5th, and we give them prizes each week. We also have class tickets that the students can earn. Recess and lunch are a problem area that we find in our building. So instead of just focusing on individual students, they focus on the class. So if the class as a whole is doing a good job, they earn these blue tickets. And once each class gets 100 blue tickets, they get a special, little Falcon flyer that they put on their door. They get fancier each time, and then they get class prizes like extra recess, pajama day, and things like that. And then we also have our bus ticket, another area where our students struggle because it's unstructured. So our bus drivers have these purple bus tickets that they also are trained and know exactly what the Falcon 4 is, and award students on the bus that are following the Falcon 4. They bring their tickets into school, they place them in a bus box. As you can see in the upper corner here, we have a bus box for each grade, and then we pull tickets from the bus boxes for prizes as well. And those prizes don't have to be monetary. They could be something as simple as, sitting next to a friend at lunch. So if you're wondering where that money comes from. And then we take all of the tickets in the Falcon Nest, and when we come up with a number for our building, we set a goal for our students, and when the building as a whole reaches the goal that we set, we have a school-wide celebration. And we typically do them once a trimester. So we typically have 3 celebrations a year that are school-wide. All students are included, regardless of any discipline referrals that they receive throughout the month. They are all included in the school-wide celebration. And so you can see in these photographs, we have bounce houses that we purchase through the PTA at the end of the year. We have Mr. Softy come and give each student ice cream. We do dance parties and photo booths and school-wide bingo. Here's our DJ Flanagan. She's our guidance counselor on the beats there. And then we have shirts that are made that say Falcon Fest that our whole staff wears. So moving on to the middle school, I know there was a question earlier about how does PBIS look in the upper grades, middle school and high school? Well, the first slide here is the branding that the middle school has. I think this is really amazing. When the students are walking up the steps at the middle school, they're reminded of the expectations. They're branded on the steps as well as in the main office. And that funding came from, as Gretchen said earlier, from Life Touch. The middle school also has lesson plans that all staff members have and teach to the students. They are taught by their homeroom teachers at the beginning of the year and reinforced during grade level meetings throughout the year. They also have tickets that they hand out to students that are exhibiting one or more pillars of the Falcon 4. Very similar to what we're doing in the elementary level. The tickets just look a little different for the middle school students, but the same concept. And then they are rewarded if their tickets are drawn monthly. They also have a matrix that they use at the middle school that's displayed in their classrooms, displayed in the hallways. Again, very similar to what we do in the elementary level. It's just a little bit different, not as frilly and fancy and cutesy, but it's the same concept. And they also have monthly incentives for their students. Again, all students are included in those monthly incentives, and I have some examples of those monthly incentives, but the poster here it's hard to read exactly what each one is, but each month they have a different incentive the kids are working towards. So you can see in these photographs, this is a celebration featuring various activities such as scarecrow decorating, athletic competitions, and a basket raffle. So this is like a fall fest that they had, like October celebration for the students that have been following the Falcon 4. Here's another event, Mindful March, they call it. Grade level teachers led classroom activities, highlighting different activities to promote mindfulness. And then they took the students to the Reading Phillies. It was a school-wide field trip during Education Day to celebrate a school year of hard work and community building. So very similar to the Falcon Fests that we do at Lower and the different celebrations that they do at West and at Rocks, but just like on a different scale, on a different level to cater to those older students. They had a grade level celebration featuring competitions. The PTA did fundraising for that, the Pie the Principal, and opportunities to purchase food from local businesses. Again, pulling in those local businesses to be a part of the community and the celebration.
Our high school is very similar to all of the things that we have been doing, but they have created a all of our schools have a very close relationship with our local police departments, and it allows us to create a safe environment for our students. We have, pictured here is our high school security guard, and so as you can see, like our kids are very comfortable with them. It's just another positive role model for them to connect with. Our students, our high school students receive awards they're called the I always get this mixed up, Pottsgrove Positive Principal Referral. It's a mouthful. So the students get them for various reasons. They can get them for anything as to holding the door for someone, picking something up in the hallway for someone, any reason why they are being positive or showing some kind act to another individual within the building. They receive these and then they take them down to the office, and then you can see behind the referral here, there's pictures like a wall of fame of the students who have earned them. Yeah, it's just like our golden tickets in the elementary level and the middle school level. It's just, it's a little more sophisticated than for what we do in the elementary. Being responsible in our high school students participate in a variety of service projects throughout our community. This is, they help even within our buildings. Some of them volunteer and help in the library, some of them help with just different activities throughout the building. We have several clubs that are service-based clubs. There is the Key Club, the National Honor Society, and they have a Spark the Wave Club. And these clubs allow them to do volunteer within our community. So again, it's bringing the community in and that partnership and showing them that how the Falcon 4 looks, not just in our buildings, but out in the community, out in the world. And they do a really nice job with they did a food pantry where they collected food for a local shelter. The last one is, the lots of different clubs and activities that they are able to participate in, and it's just fostering they foster creative thinking and give back, such as they have Falcon Friends, and which is new to the high school. I can't ever say this club right. Avium, okay, club. So I'm trying to think if they do anything else. Oh. You want to talk about this?
So what does this look like for a student who is about to graduate? So what we did in this video was we reached out to some of our high school seniors who have been at Pottsgrove from kindergarten all the way through 12th grade. So here we are, we have this, we encourage the Falcon 4 from kindergarten all the way through 12th grade. So how is that preparing these students for their future? So we thought the best way to hear from that would be from the actual students themselves.
My name is Emily Wallace, and I've been a student at Pottsgrove for 13 years. So the Falcon 4 is basically a set of guidelines and rules that the school district has in place. It includes being respectful, being responsible, being safe, and being positive. And I think those rules are just a good governing body for a school environment. For me, the impact they've had is just basically putting everyone on the same page, letting everyone know what the expectations are, and knowing for them that if one of those rules are broken, there's going to be consequences. I think it just leads to less issues because it's not a question of what are the rules, it's they know what they are, and if they break them, then there's going to be a consequence to your action. I think it's also been able to promote more positivity in the school because there is such an emphasis on being positive and being kind and being respectful of everyone. I think it just makes a better school environment overall. So I think it's really important to start, bring these up to kids at a young age, like kindergarten age, around then, because it sets them some boundaries and some guidelines. I think that as they go through high school, as they know that these rules are always going to be in place, it's not a change from like, okay, they're going to be this rules in kindergarten, but then as you get older, the rules don't apply anymore. The rules always apply. So I think it's good to get them exposure to following rules and having those rules carry on with that good, it's good role modeling, I think. At the same time, I think it provides them some more stability at that age that can continue on as they get older.
My name is Megan Neeson, and I have been in Pottsgrove for 13 years. The Falcon 4 is 4 rules: be respectful, be responsible, be safe, and be positive. And it impacts me because it really could show how Pottsgrove can become a better environment and bring positivity around the school and make sure there's no fights, there's no bullying around, and really just to get people their acts together. I think it's important because if you bring it from such a young age, then while you're going through your high school career, you can be one of the most positive people out there, and you could help others, for new people who just got into the district, and show them how to respect each other and how to treat people with kindness. And
So, as you can see, that was not a script. We did not give them something to read. But again, just reiterating that, the common, consistent core values that we preach from kindergarten all the way through 12th grade. And fun fact, Gretchen and I are actually Pottsgrove alumni. We attended Pottsgrove kindergarten through 12th grade. Here we are. We're amazing. But we all take pride in our school, but we're proud to be from Pottsgrove, and we're proud to say that we turned out great.
My name is Emily Wallace.
So again, thank you so much for being here today. We really appreciate you all coming and spending the morning with us. Our hope is that you take something from this presentation. Anything, even if it's just a little snippet that you take back to your building and do. That's what our intentions are here. So our contact information is up here. If there was anything you saw that you want us to send you, or if you want any more information about it, you could reach out to any of us. We would be more than happy to help you with that. And also, please don't forget to take a sticker, because we do appreciate you. Thank you. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
I just have one question. Are your bus drivers employed by the district, or are they outsourced? That's where we're stuck, because our bus drivers are not employed by the district, and we tried to bring them in before, and it was not.
So the question was, are our bus drivers employed by our district? Our bus drivers are employed by our district? No, they are not. Sorry, no, they are not.
That's why I gave you that.
They are not. But we do have a good partnership with our company that does our bus drive, because they want to feel supported. Because it's frustrating for them as well when they are, having the same behaviors over and over, and they don't want to have to write up the office referrals from the bus. So that is why we encourage them to come in and receive the training so that we could help them out.
Actually, in the future, I'm going to speak out of it. We're collaborating with Pottstown, because they also use our buses. It's we all, it's the company is both our districts and maybe some more. But we're working together as 2 different school districts to actually do a training with them on PBIS in the near future, just because, we share a lot of the same problems, would you not say? But that's just another component in that way. We're getting a global training in that way.
Did you have a question?
So for your lesson plans, Like, how did you come up with them? Is it like a curriculum, or did you take it from your handbook, policies, things like that?
So the question was, how did we come up with our lesson plans? We have done several revisions to our lesson plans over the years. Originally, we wrote them. The PBIS team wrote them. Sometimes we've gone back and done, like after going to different trainings, we've gone to restorative practice training. Then we did the active modeling, where you take them into wherever it is that you're teaching the lesson and show them exactly. Like in the first week of school, we always have buses parked outside of our building. We take our students out, we sit them on the bus, we show them exactly how they're supposed to follow all of our expectations.
Are those like available on your website, or you
We can share them.
We can definitely share
I'll
them.
with you. If you reach out to any of us,
Yeah,
we can
feel
share them
free.
with you. I know.
I actually think ours might be available on our website, but I'm not 100% sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
How long have you has this been implemented in your primary, intermediate building as opposed to your high school?
So our I'm sorry. The question was, how long have we been implementing this? In the elementary level, we have been implementing this for 13 years. Now it's progressed a lot.
Yes.
As we've, over the years. Our high school has also been doing it for that many years, just not as consistently. There was some change in in administration, and so they are on board and working on it. So it is a work in progress, but even in the elementary building that we've been doing it for 13 years, it's still a work in progress. Every year we're making changes and doing different things because it's a different group of kids, so you need different strategies and different things every year.
And different.
Do you think the buy-in is, I'm from the elementary side as a teacher, but now I'm a high school counselor. And I think, and we did all this at the elementary, it's fabulous.
Yes.
But I think at the high school, I'm wondering, was it more difficult to get the buy-in from the teachers at the high school? Do you know?
So the question is there more difficult to get the buy-in at the high school by the teachers? I think it is. I don't know how to, it's a different.
There's a lot of controversy.
Yes, it's a different world. It really is. I mean, as elementary teachers, we primarily teach them what school's about, how it works, how it looks. By the time they get to the high school, they've already had a lot. They've obviously had it for however many years. And I have a high schooler right now, and I feel like she thinks she knows everything. So, I don't know. I mean, so I feel like some of the students feel like they don't need that. When it comes to the staff, I think sometimes it's like just one more thing. But it's not necessarily.
It's funny because our students say they need it. We did this all through elementary school. Why does it stop?
Can I say something? Yeah. So, I mean, I think some of the mentality is the kids should behave, and that's how it's supposed to be. But if you looked at some of our high schools, students that had those positive referrals, they loved that. They were happy. They felt good. I mean, it makes them feel good to know. Even as adults, when somebody comes to me and says, "Hey, you did a great job," it makes me feel good. And I don't need that recognition, but it's nice to get it, and it's nice to know that you're validated for the things that you're doing. So I think that, as PBIS team members, I think we all are PBIS team members in this room, or if not, maybe we're interested in becoming that, or we need to encourage that and to really push that. And the more that we do that, hopefully we can get that buy-in. So just keep trying. I can just encourage you to keep trying and just, kind of go off of the whole, if you, as an adult, like to get recognized for the things that you do, so do students, even when they're older.
I was just going to say the same thing. If you start with acknowledging your staff and showing them how they're going to automatically start doing a little bit more because they want those rewards, then they're going to realize, and then you can kind of twist it as oh, well, now let's do it with the kids. You want that reward. Let's trickle it down to the kids.
But it is hard. Yeah. Yes, Karen.
These are my ladies. Our ladies.
Yes.
At the secondary level, you want to think about student voice. So you already have students who are interested in that. at elementary, all the fun stuff that they can do. Westy's so great, right? Put Westy at a high school, and Westy might get tripped. But I mean, like some kids will be like, oh, I remember that. But in general, like with your student voice, then you can help not only
That's what
the
we
kids
did.
but the students.
We're at that part. We
You
took
need the
students
teachers
and-
to buy in
Yeah.
because they don't want golden tickets.
Right.
That's
We
part
did
of
the
the
whole, we
problem.
created the norms with the students.
Yeah.
Sorry to make this about.
Oh, that's okay.
But we involved the teachers too. What do you think we need to make our school a better place? And then we created our norms. So we have the norms, so now we're there and we're trying to get it out there and we're trying to get the buy-in.
It takes time.
It definitely takes time. It took us a long time to get ourselves where we are.
Thank you so much.
Our high school and middle school and asked them to be part of our assembly.
Yep.
So we looked for teachers or coaches, we brought the cheerleaders in, we brought some students from the football team, and they become our speakers at our assembly, which is also, you know, a great time in. Yes.
Thank you so much.
I'll just add one thing. The three of us are facilitators. Secondary is a different beast. It takes a lot longer, but secondary, and I'm going to say MTSS behavior, because it's not, even though it's PBIS, PBIS is only a part, and it's only a part of what these ladies do here. And I'm so proud. I'm like a proud mom. But anyway, secondary is about the adults. It really is not about this, it's about the adults. So it is really, you know, however you can, and they gave you some ideas of try to start working with the adults, get the kids, bring the adults along. It really is about the adults. So there is a secondary curriculum that can be regional facilitators we can offer. So if that's something you want to get in touch with your intermediate unit or wherever your regional facilitators are, they can give some ideas for how to work that because it is different.
So we are out of time, but thank you all for coming, and we appreciate you. Take a sticker.